Hey everybody, Icy Cat here. And now that it's officially June and E3 is right around the corner, this is probably a pretty good time to discuss what expectations for E3 might look like this year, and take a look at last year's E3 reveal and how the game has changed between then and now. The footage we're watching right now is from last year's E3. This is what got the hype train started. Everybody saw this and they were blown away. The graphics were amazing. The gameplay was tactical. The last anybody heard, the next Rainbow Six game was going to be called Patriots. And this was now Siege. And it was a completely different animal than what we had seen in development from Patriots. This was centering on tight CQB design in destructible environments with amazing graphics and gameplay. Everybody was talking about it. It was one of the biggest surprise hits at E3 last year. Rainbow was back and in a big way. Not everybody was on the bandwagon, though. Lots of people were saying it had to have been a tech demo. No way, they said, would this game actually look and play like this for real. So last year, Ubisoft put together a gameplay demonstration showing the game in a playable state, looking much like the E3 demo did. Notably absent, however, was the cool helo insertion mechanic. Also, the sniper character seemed to be missing, as well as a few other minor things. Other than that, though, the game did seem to capture most of the elements of gameplay the demo had teased us with. Fast forward to this spring and the release of the closed alpha. Once again, we played on the house map that we had seen in the previous gameplay demonstration, but oh man, things looked different. Textures were completely changed. The house map itself was now during a sunny day instead of a wet and rainy night. Every gun was an iron sight with no hint of the ACOG we saw before. Barricades looked different, breachable ceilings and floors were now marked as these weird trapdoors. The hostage completely changed from a dynamic character to a human-shaped capture the flag objective that could no longer be moved by the defenders or respond to its environment. It seemed we had taken a few steps backward. The tech demo talk started again. Last year's E3 was never going to be what the game was going to look like, they said. The graphics were dumbed down for consoles, they said. We're going to leave the alpha gameplay footage running in the corner here so we can get a running comparison going. It's very clear which footage just looks better. It wouldn't make sense to actually go backwards in that time period. If you've already invested all of that time in creating things like high-resolution textures, more detailed 3D models and effects, volumetric and atmospheric lighting, and more, just why throw that away over the course of the last year? There could be a reason, of course. They may have found that while they got it to look great on this map, that when building the larger game, it took up too many resources and compromised the overall game by building it to that level of detail. Maybe it ate up too much memory, or took up too much disk space, or who knows. Procedural destruction is a highly intensive thing to create. It requires extra RAM and processing, and would undoubtedly create bottlenecks if it couldn't be managed effectively. Is this what happened between last year and this year? At this point, all we have is speculation. Arguments can be supported either way, but at the end of the day, only Ubisoft truly knows. But here's what a lot of people need to keep in perspective. The alpha is not representative of the final gameplay. The fact is, we don't know why it looks so different. Did they really scrap all that gorgeous work you can see here and strip everything down a few notches? Or, for the sake of getting a week-long alpha test out the door, did they instead give us a bare-bones sandbox with limited access and features to test some things out in? This wasn't a beta test, it was an alpha test. That means a lot wasn't ready to go. Many places even had missing textures with the words alpha plastered over them as a placeholder. It didn't look as good as the pre-alpha footage graphics for sure, but to be fair, it still looked better than some other games out there that were in full final release. I'm sincerely hoping that those gorgeous, rich graphics weren't scrapped and that we just got a thrown together sandbox to test things for them. This year's E3 is right around the corner, and that's the time to wow us again. They've done a fantastic job so far of building the hype with great teasers and demonstrations, so I don't think they'll do anything less than their best at this E3 either. I think we'll be blown away again. The question is, will it be by substance or by hype? Whatever we see this time will be much more representative of the final game than what we saw last year or during the alpha. It's safe to assume we'll finally get to see something new as well. But what? It's all speculative, of course. But I think the time is right for Ubisoft to begin showing, or at least teasing, some new multiplayer game modes, as well as hints of what we'll see outside of multiplayer with campaign. Co-op would be a good thing to show us some hints of as well. We know Ubisoft has confirmed that there will be co-op and campaign, but that's all we know. The time to expand on that is now. And I think E3 will definitely give us a lot to talk about. It's also safe to assume that they won't give us all the information at E3 though. In order to keep people excited, they have to give us information in a consistent manner that keeps the excitement alive all the way up to release. One area we might be able to expect more information is on the 10 remaining hidden operators. These were probably kept back initially, as revealing them may have given insight to other modes or gameplay mechanics that they weren't ready to talk about yet. We may also get our first glimpses at a new map or two. I also wouldn't be surprised to learn of at least one new gameplay feature or mechanic. Very soon, we're going to find out the full story. What are you hoping they'll reveal at E3? What modes or features are you most excited to find out more about? Head on over to the forums or subreddit to discuss or leave a comment below. Make sure to subscribe now because we'll be going fully in depth with all the latest news and information as it breaks at E3 2015. Thanks for watching.